What's up, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color and to another episode of This Week in Physical Media, where we talk about every new Blu-ray and 4K release that's coming out this week, December 3rd. All these titles will be dropping tomorrow morning on Tuesday. We always shoot this show the night before, Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as always, right here on YouTube with a live audience, talking to you guys about movies, physical media, collecting, everything else that we talk about on this channel. Always have a good time talking to you guys. This is a big week. We've got a lot of big stuff to talk about. Usually not the case on a Monday. On a Monday. They're all on Mondays. On the first week of the month, usually a little bit more low-key, a little slower of a week. But this week is another big one, pretty much to the end of the year. Every week has got a lot of stuff coming out. I feel like this year has been crazy for physical media. So much stuff coming out. I can barely keep up with it. And it's kind of my job, although not a very good paying job. Could not be my full-time job. Definitely a side hustle. But it's fun to try to keep up with this stuff, even if I can't afford to buy even a fraction of all the stuff that's coming out. This is also our 51st episode of this little YouTube show we've been doing over the last year. I forgot to even mention it last week. We passed 50 episodes. Crazy. Feels like I just started this weird live streaming thing. But it's been a lot of fun. Had a great year. We're at the end of the year. Christmas time, about to start watching Christmas movies. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving break. I had a great time. We were down in Florida for the first time. Kind of weird, but it was a family trip on my wife's side, and it was a lot of fun. I'd never been at the beach at this time of year. Felt a little weird, but it was a good time, and we found Barnes & Noble down there and did a last week of Criterion Barnes & Noble sale shopping. We picked up a lot of the new ones, like Paper Moon, which I'm very excited about. So we shot a video, just Grace and I, solo down there in Florida. Very beautiful store. Actually had a lot of good stuff. I was surprised. Usually the new stores don't have much, but that one had a lot of good stuff. So that video will be up if anyone still cares, because today is the last day for the sale. So you've got about 3 hours to rush out and buy some last minute Criterions if you want to. I know interest in Criterion videos goes way down when the sales aren't happening. So who knows if anyone will even watch this video, but I'm going to put it up anyway because me and Grace had a good time shooting it down there on vacation. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We can talk about that later if you guys want to, but now we got to get through these new releases. So let's see who's here in the chat over here. First one I saw was Dan, as usual, but then Mr. Jones popped in. Your friend Mr. Jones, he popped in talking about the noirs we watched this month. He says, yes, can't wait to watch some Christmas movies this month. Remember the Night. Yes, that's actually on my list. I want to rewatch that one because I've only seen it once. And I've got the beautiful Indicator release back there, so I want to try to watch that one this month. I started making a list of things I want to watch this month for Christmas, and the list kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I'm having a hard time narrowing it down to a reasonable amount of films that I can actually get through. So we'll see how many I get to. Baloney popping in. Internet users here. Let's see. Mr. Jones says most of the Criterions he bought this month were gifts for other people. You're an amazing friend. What great gifts to give people, especially all that jazz, After Hours, Qui-Gon. These are some of my favorite Criterions. These are great picks. Awesome. That's really cool. I gotta be friends with you, man. Evil Wax is here. Doug Waddle is here in the chat. We got 123 Rock Fan. We got Posty, Sheldon, CG Anime Fan. Kevin House is in here. And then SLC 466 says, just ordered the 4K Steelbooks for North by Northwest, Guns of Navarone, and Bridge on the River Kwai, and 4Ks of White Christmas and the Charlie Brown Christmas special. I really want to get my hands on White Christmas. I don't know if I want to pay for the 4K or not, but that's one we watch every single year. So if there's one that I was going to watch, or if there was one that I was going to buy on 4K, it would probably be that one, because I'm kind of curious about that transfer, because that's a movie I'm very, very familiar with. All right. I'll continue to talk to you guys throughout the night, as we always do, but let's start going through these new releases over here. We've got a stacked slate. If you're a Steelbook fan, strap in, because this is a big week for you. We've got tons of Steelbooks coming out, tons of 4K stuff, boutique stuff in here and there, but a lot of studio stuff coming out. But we're going to start with the boutique right here with a not-so-appropriate film for this month, but it's Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead from Shout Factory getting a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook. Is this a joke? Is this a joke, Blu-ray.com? What are you talking about? Best Buy doesn't have... Is Best Buy coming back? What's going on? Is this breaking news or is this a mistake? I know nothing about this, but apparently it says Best Buy exclusive Steelbook until December 3rd. That's got to be a mistake, right? What the heck's going on? Best Buy doesn't sell physical media anymore. Anyway, here's the front of the Steelbook. Pumpkinhead. A little bit late. Not sure what happened. But there it is. It's a pretty cool looking Steelbook. I like it. Haven't seen the film, but it looks pretty cool for what it is. It also has the inside right there. Shot from the movie. Ooh. Ugh. That looks brutal. There we go. Yeah. So Pumpkinhead, clearly, you know what it is. Horror film. A storekeeper leverages a local witch's ability to call upon the mythical beast Pumpkinhead to exact revenge upon the death of his son. Open and shut. Simple synopsis. That's all you need to know. There's a Pumpkinhead spirit demon thing that is going to be getting revenge for people. It's available on Amazon right now for $30. If that's coming to Best Buy's, that's crazy. Wow. Best Buy didn't last long. Alien Romulus, also getting a 4K. This is not the Steelbook. This is just a straightforward slipcover edition from Disney. Buena Vista, they're also finally getting back on the physical media horse. Disney has been whiffing it lately with their physical media, but it looks like they're coming back. We're going to talk about Disney a little bit more later, as you can see in the thumbnail. But this is just a standard, I don't even know if it has a slipcover. It might just be a 4K case here. Let's look at the front. It looks like it does have a slipcover. According to this imagery, there we go, 20th Century Fox, Blu-ray, 4K, and digital copy. Looks good. Haven't seen the movie. I can never go to the movie theater, so I have to wait for things to come out on physical. I do like this I'm mixed on this franchise. I'm not the biggest Alien franchise person, but I really, really like the first one. I feel like I've heard people say this one is similar to, if it's closest to any of the other ones, it's similar to the first one. Who knows if that's true, but maybe I'll check it out. The Mandalorian. Now we're getting into more Disney, going right off of Alien. We've got The Mandalorian. The complete third season is getting a Steelbook 4K. A lot of people were very excited when they announced their first wave of 4K Steelbooks, and a lot of people were curious if they were going to do more. And just a few months ago, they dropped this news that they were going to be putting out a whole nother slate. And the one I'm most excited about, we'll get to in a minute. I don't watch the Star Wars show, so I am not, I'm definitely nowhere near the third season of this, but I don't know how it holds up. I don't think people are too happy with the third season. But here we go. It's a collector's edition. It's a 4K Ultra HD only. It doesn't say anything about Blu-ray or digital. Maybe that's just on the part of Blu-ray.com, or maybe it's just 4K. Maybe maybe they don't want digital out there. Maybe they want you to go watch it on streaming. I would not put it past Disney to not give you a digital copy for their stuff. But it's Mandalorian. Season 3, you know what you're getting. You watched Season 1 and 2. You bought Season 1 and 2 because these are already on Steelbooks. And now we're up to Season 3. And also to go along with it, we've got Ahsoka, the complete first season on 4K. Right here. Another beautiful Steelbook. There we go. So weird seeing that in live action. It doesn't look like live action. It looks like there's just a floating live action face right there. But there we go. Some cool artwork for that Star Wars show. Not going to go into detail. Everybody knows what this is. It's the biggest thing on the planet. But it's cool that these are getting physical releases. I know for a long time that was a big point of contention with collectors, that Disney was being jerks and not putting their stuff out on physical. They finally seem to have heard us, and now they're putting them out. Let's go ahead and knock out the other two while we're at it. We're going to jump into some Marvel shows. Loki, complete second season, right here. Boom. There we go. I heard a lot of things about this season, especially Ki Hu Kwan. I can never pronounce his name. I'm not going to even try to butcher it, but incredible actor, and everyone loved him in Everything Everywhere All at Once, and he was apparently really, really great on the show. I've heard that he was the best thing about this season. I never made it through season 1. I dropped off of all the Disney Plus shows. I couldn't keep up, but I've heard this season is pretty good. And the only show that I actually have completed, besides WandaVision. This is the only one I have on Steelbook. This is the only one I felt the need to actually purchase because I really enjoyed this one when it came out. This one was kind of like an event. When the first one came out, it was like the first Disney Plus show. So it was a big event. Even like normies that aren't like super Marvel fans were watching the show. It was kind of popular at the time. So I wanted to grab this one. I still waited till it was down to like $30 because I didn't want to pay the full 50 or 60 or whatever it was list price at. So I do have that one. And then the only other one that I've actually made it through the whole show is Hawkeye. So I'm excited that that one is one of the ones that we're getting this month. We've got Hawkeye, the complete season 4K Steelbook. And if there was ever one that I was going to buy like right out the gate as soon as it dropped, it should be this one because it's a Christmas show. And I feel like if I was ever going to watch it, this would be the time to watch it. And I don't know if I want to wait all the way till next year to watch it. So I maybe will I don't know. Maybe I'll pull the trigger and pick this one up sometime this month. But like I said, there's so many movies I want to get to this month. I don't know if I'll have time to watch this. But it's really cool. I love it. I love the artwork on the front. I've always loved the design of this and how they played on the Matte Fraction run, which I read through, and how they use the targets everywhere, and they use the exact same logo from the Matte Fraction run, which is super cool. And I love the artwork on the inside. I love how they played into the Christmas of it, because that was one of the cool things about this show. Great. One of my favorite. That and WandaVision are the two Disney Plus shows I like the best. $76 list price is outrageous. That's egregious. Hopefully, it stays at this $50 price that it's at right now. They call it 34% off, but hopefully it just stays there because that list price is stupid. But yeah, Disney putting out all of their 4K shows. They do another wave. They've been doing them in waves of 4. So that's kind of cool. 2 Star Wars, 2 Marvel. Hopefully they finish those up for the people who are really interested in those shows. But I'm just happy we got the 2 that I like, because that's pretty cool. Anyway, let's do one more here, finish the first row, and then we'll talk to you guys in the chat. I want to get your thoughts about these. What do you think about these Disney releases? The Wild Robot. This is not Disney. This is Universal Studios. I'm a little bit bitter about this release, honestly, because my whole family got to see this in the theater. You guys remember back a few months ago during the summer, during the fall, I guess, when I went to Universal Studios in LA for the monster, what is it called? The the haunted houses, House of Horror, whatever it's called. First time I've ever been there, clearly. But I went there, and while I was gone, Grace took the kids to see The Wild Robot. So I didn't get to see this movie, but I've heard it's wonderful. I've heard so many good things about this movie, and I love animation. So hopefully I will check this out. I should probably pick it up, because it sounds like my whole family really enjoyed it, especially Grace. She said it was great, so I will probably go ahead and pick this one up. It looks like a nice release. 4K Blu-ray digital combo pack. I'm trying to see if there's a slip. There it is. Yeah, just your standard slip with a black spine. Nice, clean. There's a couple, like 3 different separate banners at the top, which is kind of annoying, but nice artwork on the front. Nice and minimal besides the banners. So there we go. Wild Robot. Collector's edition from Universal Studios. So yeah, we've already talked about Disney quite a bit, Universal Studios, and a little bit of Arrow Video, but we've got more stuff to get into. Criterion and more Shout stuff, Vinegar Syndrome popping up, all kinds of stuff popping up. But let's take a break here and talk to you guys in the chat. Take a sip of water here, and we'll see what people are saying. 123 Rock fan, I watched Pumpkinhead this year. I was shocked at how good it was. It's actually a serious movie. Well, that's cool. That's really cool. I know nothing about it, but it doesn't seem like a serious movie. But that's cool. I like when horror movies take themselves a little bit more seriously, but don't shy away from the supernatural stuff. That's my sweet spot. Miss Sharon really enjoyed Romulus, with one significant exception. Oh, little mysterious there, keeping us in suspense. I don't know maybe it's a spoiler. Maybe she's not going to give it away. Dan's Den, Alien Romulus has some good stuff, but a lot of it does fall into the legacy sequel category, where it redoes a lot of the original. Oh, okay. Kind of like a Star Wars Episode 7 deal. Carrie Witt, also, I don't consider Romulus as being that close to Alien 1, but maybe in a horror tone. It's a mash of all the previous entries. Okay, interesting. We're getting a consensus here. Brent, hey DJ, I feel like we need the original Miracle on 34th Street to release on 4K. That's a great one. I've got it back there on Blu-ray. We don't watch that one every year. We do watch it pretty often. That's one of our favorites. That would look great. Black and white films look great on 4K. I have no qualms with that. I agree with you. Let's see. Oh, let me share. The Matte Fraction run was one of my favorite runs in recent memory. Recent memory is it was a long time ago. It was like 2012 or something, I think. I read it, but I haven't read it in a long time. I actually have it in trade, I think. It was a very slim period of time where I collected trades, and then I immediately stopped because movies take up too much of the budget. But yeah, it was awesome. I liked it quite a bit. The movie didn't live up to it. I kind of wish they had done a little bit more. There's some really cool stuff in that story that they just kind of completely avoided. They kind of just took the imagery of it and the idea of having, the younger Hawkeye in it. They didn't really stick to it too much, which was kind of a bummer. But the show was fun. It was all right. Apart from the weird LARPing episode that just is like a side quest that has nothing to do with anything. I feel like that show could have been even shorter than it was. I think it was pretty short. Was it 6 episodes? 8 episodes? I don't know how many episodes it was, but I feel like it could have been like 4. That's all they needed to tell that story. What else do we got here? Dan's Den, The Wild Robot is a really grower. Its story is predictable, yet it's done with real heart. I don't know what he meant by that. Is a really grower. Typos. What are you going to do? 123 Rock Fan says Wild Robot was really good. Some of the characters were too silly, though. Oh, that you always run into that. Like, I wish they would kind of take it a little bit more seriously, but there's always like they got to sell it to kids, I guess. But I feel like Puss in Boots walked that line pretty well, or Last Wish, that specifically. I haven't seen the first one, but Last Wish is amazing. And none of the characters, like there's some characters that you would think would get on your nerves, but even the dog doesn't go too far. And he really could. That character could have been so annoying. But, that's so good. Now I just want to watch Puss in Boots again. Such a good movie. Michael Smith, DJ, came in late. Have you addressed the Bellatar set? It is $108 at Amazon. Holy smokes, no, I haven't. I'm going to have to stop the stream right now to rush over there and buy it. I've held off on that set, and it's kind of worked out because people in the comments have been telling me that they keep pushing the release date. Apparently, it's been pushed like 3 times now. So there's been delays, which works out great for me because I couldn't afford it because all of those big box sets were dropping all at the same time. And the last I heard, it was like 140. 108 is crazy. I'm going to have to rush over and check that out right after this stream. That's awesome. Anyway. Let's hop over here. Let's hop back before I get too behind in this. Galaxy Quest. Look at this. Galaxy Quest 4K Ultra HD and Digital HD. This is a really cool steelbook from Paramount Pictures. It has a slipcover on it. I don't know if you've seen this. I've watched a couple YouTubers review it already, and TikTokers. They're ahead of the game. But this is a really cool release. It actually is a steelbook. You can't tell because it has a slipcover that goes over the top, and it's not a translucent slipcover. So like the Lionsgate slipcovers, I don't have any out here right now. Usually I have stuff all over my desk, and I do have stuff all over my desk, but that's not one of the things I have on my desk. And usually they do the translucent slipcovers, so you can kind of see the steelbook underneath, and it's really cool how it slides off. This is just a standard slipcover, so if you have it on, you can't even tell it's a steelbook, which is, that's kind of a bummer because I know a lot of people like their steelbooks, but it looks great. Steelbook underneath looks fantastic too. If you wanted to take the slipcover off and throw it in the trash, the steelbook would look really good. This is a movie that I've only seen once, but I know this is a big cult classic, big crowd favorite. I love this style of movie though. This is kind of like, you can kind of like trace the whole origin of this movie. Like it starts as Seven Samurai, and then it becomes Magnificent Seven, and then it becomes Three Amigos, and then like A Bug's Life does it, and Galaxy Quest do it like right around the same time. That whole story always is a lot of fun. Bug's Life is one of my favorite Pixar movies. I love it. But Galaxy Quest. It's a lot of fun, and it's got a really, really nice release. I'm glad that a lot of these studios are putting out really great releases of cult classics. We've also got a steelbook, just a totally separate steelbook here. That's a little bit more simple, a little bit more basic. It's just simple artwork on the front, no slipcover on this one. And I think similar artwork on the back. I think that's what the other one looks like as well. But there you go. That's just the 4K steelbook with digital. I'm not sure why there's 2 different ones. Is the purple one an exclusive? Maybe it is. No, it's not. I don't know why they're putting out 2 steelbooks at the same time, but they are. So you can pick your poison on that one, see which one you like better. Very cool. I like options. As a collector, I like options. And even if this isn't one that I'm going to pick up right away, I love that other people who love this movie are going to get plenty of different options to pick it up. And you got those crazies out there who love steelbooks so much they got to collect all of them, and they're going to have to pick up both of these. So sorry for you guys, but hey, that's what you do it for. Love it. Back to Criterion. We've got Paris, Texas coming out on 4K. My friend John was just texting me yesterday. He went to Barnes & Noble, found this in the store. It was out a couple days early, but they wouldn't sell it to him for the sale price. They wouldn't give it to him, so he wasn't able to get it, unfortunately, but it is a long-awaited 4K upgrade. This is a huge Criterion favorite for a ton of people. Vim Vendors. Vim Vendors has been coming up all month long in our videos, and I don't think anyone picked this one up, so I hear nothing but great things about this one. This is one I'm finally going to have to grab at some point. I'm glad it came out. Just missed the sale, or maybe I would have picked it up. I would have been tempted to pick it up if it came out last month, but we've always got next year. There's going to be 4 more 50% off sales next year, so plenty of time to pick this one up. It's your standard 4K Criterion, $50. $35 right now. That's not even that bad. Like $25 is the sale. You can get it on Amazon right now for $35, but don't support Amazon. Support Criterion directly, or at least support Barnes & Noble. And then Shawscope Volume 3, another one I've seen tons of YouTubers reviewing early. I am intimidated by these box sets. I don't think I can pick these up because there's 1,000 movies in here, and I know I would never get around to it, and then I would feel guilty for buying something that I didn't get around to watching. So this is it. These are awesome. These are beautiful sets, big giant book. I'm pretty sure we talked about this last week. Did this get bumped back? Maybe this got bumped back because I feel like we've already talked about this. But it's 14 more Shaw Brothers classics on Blu-ray. There's all the titles. You can see those on Blu-ray.com. I'm not going to read every single one of them, but they're martial arts movies from 1967 to 1983. 14 films on Blu-ray. A lot of those are probably on Blu-ray for the first time, so I love that they're putting out these sets, especially for the super fans who want to own all these movies. That's very cool, and it's on a crazy sale right now. I don't know if that's part of Cyber Monday or Black Friday or what, but its list price is $199, and you can get it right now for $110 on Amazon. Huge discount. 14 movies for $110. That's a steal. That is a steal. All right, we've made it through row 2. Let's see what people are saying. Let's hop over and get back to the chat. Oh, yes, Michael Smith, I wanted to mention this. Thank you for bringing it up. DJ, did you still have the Criterion channel? They added a lot of Czech movies this month. I saw that. I should do posts about that when Criterion posts their upcoming slate. But they put out a whole playlist of Czech movies on the list this month. I always read through it. Criterion posts everything that's joining the channel each month. Even though I mostly watch physical, I don't even have time really to watch the channel stuff. But I did see that Czech stuff, and I was very excited about it. There's a lot of movies on there I want to watch, but I don't know if I'll get around to it. Like I said, I got a lot of Christmas movies I got to get to this month. So hopefully those stay on the channel longer than December, because I would love to get to some of those. Evil Wax says, my girlfriend loves Galaxy Quest. Looks like I'm going to have to surprise her with one of those under the tree this year. Hey, great gift, great gift. Physical media makes great gifts. Your friend Mr. Jones, Galaxy Quest opened on my Christmas day. My wife, well, that's interesting how that worked out. And friends insisted on seeing it, which I honestly thought it would be jokes me and my brother would get, and no one else. We all loved it. Yeah, I think it transcends just Star Trek fans. I think it's a pretty universal movie, at least from what I've heard. John says the Paris, Texas 4K was on the shelf at my... Yeah, I just told this story, John, but you probably put this in the chat before I said it. But yeah, they wouldn't let you get it. That's a bummer, dude. I'm sorry. But you got plenty of stuff to watch. Plenty of stuff. You'll be fine. Posty, I need to revisit Paris, Texas. I saw it when I was young and totally didn't get it. We all have that with tons of movies. There's tons of movies that you just didn't hit you at the right time. You gotta. That's why you gotta revisit stuff. That's why I try not to I'm trying to find a balance of I should get rid of this. I'm probably never gonna watch it again, and I don't want to get rid of this because I might watch it in a few years and love it, because that's totally happened to me before. I've told stories like that before. Grand Budapest Hotel, for whatever reason, the first time I watched it was not in the right headspace. Did not like it at all, and then the second time I watched it a few years later, it became my third favorite Wes Anderson movie. So it can happen. Just gotta have an open mind and give things another try. Mr. Jones says Paris, Texas, one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen. Interesting. Enticing, even. I'm excited. to finally watch that one. I'm also excited, though, to have things to look forward to. I don't want to just watch all the stuff. I could just do nothing but watch Criterions all the time, but I also like having those little treasures out there that I'll someday get to. And I'll save it. There's stuff that you can save. I'm trying to get to as much as I can, but there's a lot of stuff to watch. I got way too much on there. Oh, Quietly Games. How was that Trapped Ashes 4K, and was it good enough to buy? That is an impossible question, my friend. I'm actually making my way through all three of these. I've watched Trapped Ashes, like you mentioned. I read the whole 80-page booklet in here. I'm trying to prep. I want to do Deaf Crocodile a good review. So this is my first time anyone's ever sent me something, so I'm trying to do a good job. But I'm trying to. This will be shot this week, and I will get it up as soon as I can, because I gotta switch gears to Christmas movies. But I watched Trapped Ashes, and I read the book. I'm trying to study up on that one. Last night, actually, I watched Tamala 2010, A Punk Cat in Space, and read one of the essays in there. Started listening to some of the supplements on that one. And then tonight, I'm going to try my best to watch The Outcasts after I get done with this stream. It's going to be late. I usually don't watch something after I do these streams, but I'm going to try because I want to get through this. And then hopefully tomorrow I can shoot the review for these. These are really interesting films. I love Deaf Crocodile, and I love that their stuff isn't for everybody. So I'm going to do my best to try to sell these, or not sell you on them, but explain what they are so you can make the decision for yourself if it is going to be for you. I'm happy that I have all three. Even though some of them aren't necessarily for me, I always learn something from Deaf Crocodile releases. They're always super unique, and every time I watch one, I have never seen anything like it, which is what I love about this label. It's why it's my favorite label right now, and I can't wait to watch the third one and share my thoughts on those this week so you guys can make that decision for yourself. All right, let's get back to some new releases over here. We've got another version of Alien Romulus. Actually, we've got several versions, so let's just knock these out. We've already talked about the slipcover version. We've got a Steelbook version. Look at this. Look at Disney. Multiple versions. This is. Give me a 4K of Banshees, Disney. Come on. So this is the Steelbook version of Alien Romulus. You've got kind of a modern-looking poster right there on the front, just a collage of every single character in the film, but a more basic logo on the back, which is pretty cool. Whaley Tonic, like that. And then the inside is some creepy photos inside. That is the Steelbook. It's going to be 4K Blu-ray and digital, just like the slip-covered edition. So you're basically just choosing which packaging you like the best on that one. And then you've also got a Blu-ray option. If you don't care about 4K, you just want the Blu-ray and the digital. That's what the artwork looks like on that. Just a standard poster, very simple. And I think that has a slipcover. Yeah, that has a slipcover too. So look at that. You don't even have to sacrifice your slipcover if you just want to stick with the Blu-rays. I know there's a lot of people out there that just like Blu-rays and don't really care. I know there's a lot of people that still like DVDs. That's fine with me. Whatever works for you. But that one is going to be just your Blu-ray and your digital copy. Then we've got Looking for Mr. Goodbar 4K. I've been hearing a lot about this one in my feed for some reason. This is from Vinegar Syndrome. It's a pretty popular one. Every once in a while, Vincent puts out like a really popular release that people have heard of. and then the real Vincent true fans are mad that they're putting out like a mainstream movie. They like their stuff completely underground. We'll get to another one of those here in just a second, the next row. But we've got The Gift, getting a 4K Blu-ray combo pack from Shout Factory. Shout Factory putting out several different things this month. The Only Witness to the Crime was not even there. Spooky. Cate Blanchett. Can't go wrong with Cate Blanchett. She's always amazing. And that is just a standard Shout Factory release from Scream Factory. Not part of Shout Select. Doesn't have a slipcover. No bells and whistles on this one, but I do like that Shout Factory is still putting out stuff. That's a film from 2000, a psychological thriller, supernatural horror film. Shout Factory doesn't care what time of year it is. They're always going to put out horror films year-round. That's what they are. They're Scream Factory. That's literally what it's in the name. Shaun of the Dead, speaking of, Shaun of the Dead, great horror film. Also, dark comedy parody of a horror film. Look at this. This Steelbook is awesome. It's a little weird. I don't know why it's based on, it's like a comic book look, even though it's not really based on a comic book. But I like this movie. I like all three of these movies quite a bit. I think my favorite is Hot Fuzz, but I don't own these on 4K, so this might be a cool way to grab this. It's a 4K Blu-ray digital combo pack, which is very cool. Like the artwork on there, even though, like I said, it doesn't really match, but it looks cool. And it's always nice that they're re-releasing these on 4K for people who missed it, because they did that limited run with the slipcover that went out of, or at least the slipcover went out of print very quickly, which was like all three of them. And then since then, they've released them in several different formats. So this is cool. I'm happy to see Edgar Wright's stuff getting put out still. Another big physical media head himself, Edgar Wright. Then we've got Legend of the Fall, baby Brad Pitt, 30th anniversary, 4K Blu-ray digital from Sony Pictures, 1994. I was a wee lad of 2 years old when this film came out, so missed it in the theater. After the fall from innocence, the legend begins. Look at this. Look at these blue eyes. What a bunch of blue-eyed men in this slipcover. Brad Pitt, Anthony Hopkins, and Aidan Quinn. This is pretty nice. It's a pretty nice release. Does it give me an overview? That's all it gives me. It doesn't give me anything else. So Sony Pictures include a slipcover, and they include the digital. See, Sony gives you the digital. Disney might not, but Sony's still doing it. And Sony, I hear, is the best restorations in the biz. So I'm sure that's going to look great. See every single pore of Brad Pitt's beautiful face. So if that's your thing, check it out. It's coming out tomorrow. This is a movie I'm actually very interested in. I haven't seen this one yet, but it's Aguirre, The Wrath of God, getting a 4K Blu-ray. There's been several different releases of this. I think it's in some boutique box sets that I've almost picked up in the past, but now Shout Factory has the license, and it is getting a 4K treatment as part of the Shout Select line that I mentioned earlier. Here it is. Lovely little green slipcover. Shout Select got some weird packaging, but they've stuck with it. They like putting these weird little box shapes everywhere, but it looks cool. I have a few of these. I got Fargo, I got Clue, I've got The Magnificent Seven. So it's a weird random assortment of films, but I'm glad that they're putting out some really cool restorations. So I like Shout. Shout is cool. It's not one of the main labels that I collect, but they put out consistently good stuff. I'm actually really surprised we haven't talked about Kino this entire time. Kino's usually putting out stuff every single week. They are having a winter sale right now, though, if you want to check out their website. I don't know if we're going to talk about them tonight at all, but if they come up, I'll give them another plug for their sale. Even though they just ended a sale, it feels like they just got back-to-back sales going on. Here it is, Congo 4K. This is what I alluded to earlier with Vinegar Syndrome. This is a big VSU release. I should have pulled down one of my VSUs, but they're those big, giant deluxe box sets. They look great. I'm not always crazy about the films. I've just got a few of them, but this is Congo. Another cult classic. People into this one, action adventure movie. I haven't seen it, but I've heard good things. I've heard nostalgic things. I feel like this is a real big nostalgic one for people that grew up with like monster movies. I like monster movies, and I can get into that kind of thing. So I'd like to check it out. 1995, again, 90s movie seems to be the theme this week, excuse me. But yeah, there we go. Congo getting a 4K. A lot of hubbub about that one online, whether it should be in the Vincin, whether it's too popular to be in Vincin. People are really excited about it. I've heard both sides. It's all over the place. But at least it's coming to 4K. You can pick it up if you want to. I don't know how many are going to be left after all the subscriptions go out, but there it is. We've also got The Visit. Oh, so this is interesting. Another M. Night Shyamalan. We got kind of a wave of his films a couple months ago, and now we're getting another one, The Visit. Not as popular one. This is that creepy, like, grandmother's house movie, the horror movie. It's a Shyamalan thing. Did not hear great things about this one when it came out. It was kind of his, like, he was kind of coming back in the good graces for some people. Some people still didn't like it. Some people still don't like anything he does. But I feel like for the diehards, this was the start of him coming back a little bit. But there you go. Got The Visit, and there it is. Kino Lorber. I spoke too soon. There it is. This is from Kino Lorber, and it is a 4K. Kino Lorber cranking out the 4Ks this year. They've kind of took the lead almost in 4K as far as boutiques go. They've been putting out so much stuff this year, and I think they're pretty good. I think they do good jobs with their restorations. But there you go. 4K Blu-ray combo pack for The Visit. Not one I would expect from Kino Lorber, but you can't expect anything from Kino Lorber because they put out all different kinds of things every single week. And then we got Shaun of the Dead 4K Standard Edition. Nowhere near as good looking as the Steelbook. I mean, look at that. It's just kind of it looks like a rom-com. I guess that's kind of the point. But there you go. White cover, two dudes standing there on the front. Not great, but if you want it on 4K and you want it cheap, there you go. $25. Can't beat it. Shaun of the Dead. Great film. All right. Let's see what people are saying over here. The chat is going bananas over here. Let me try to catch up here. Thank you, my chat moderators. Keeping things going. Let's see. I'm trying to scroll back up. Jeez. Okay. If I missed your question, you repeat it because I don't know where I left off. Patrick Craig in the chat. Welcome, Patrick, to the stream. Elliot, the British Blu-ray guy. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying. I do know who Elliot is, though. You could have just said Elliot. Sorry, don't remember his channel name. It's Bluetique Blu-rays with Elliot Cohen for the future. There you go. Did a really interesting interview with the archivist from Vinegar Syndrome. I recommend it. Very interesting. I've seen those come through. I should check those out. I haven't checked out his interviews yet, but he's a great job. I love his channel. Probably my favorite of the physical media space. Love it. Joshua LeBure, I broke down and ordered Congo on a whim and immediately regretted it. Did you watch it and regret it, or did you regret it before you even watched it? I don't understand what you meant by that, but I think it's even funnier if you haven't even watched it yet. Patrick Craig, I do like Legends of the Fall, but I'll definitely wait until I can get it cheaper. Yeah, there's tiers. There's tiers, right? There's day one purchases, and then there's movies that are like, oh, that's cool. I'd like to own that someday. Not today, though, because I got to buy a Bellatar box set and a Foyad box set and all kinds of other stuff. All the stuff is coming out at the end of the year. I had to buy a lot of Criterions. This month was a banger of a month for Criterions that came out. It was really good. Jay Hutch talks too much. Aguirre is an all-time, for me, my favorite Herzog that I've seen at this point. I know. I actually, like I said, I've been interested in that for a while. I actually started it at one point when I was at my in-laws' house, and then they all came in, and they're like, oh, what's this? Is that the Andes Mountains? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to check this out some other time. And I never got back to it. It was on Criterion Channel for a while. I don't know if it still is, but yeah, I was really interested in it. I need to get back around to it. Carrie Witt, the Congo package from Vincent, almost made me pull the trigger. Then I remembered the movie. Dude, that's what they do. That's what they do. They bamboozle you with gorgeous, beautiful box sets and booklets and all this fancy stuff. And then we get swindled into it. And then we get it and we're like, this is this is still the same movie. It's just pretty. I've done it. So don't feel guilty. I've definitely done it in the past, but I don't know. I still, actually, I don't think I've actually done it where I like hated the movie. Like Sidekicks, not a great movie, but I got a lot of nostalgia for that one. And that's a VSU that looks amazing. Watched that a lot growing up with the family. Evil Wax, kind of surprised that Criterion didn't release a 4K of Aguirre. Will likely look amazing on 4K. I hope so. I mean, the cinematography alone, or just the landscape like shots alone in the beginning of it, I only watched like 5 minutes, but it looked beautiful. So I'd like to see it. Brent, Joshua LeBure, nice. I keep thinking about picking it up. One of my favorite movies. Just need to see what Coven looks like in 4K. Dan Stan, I love Congo. LOL, it's so insane. Okay, now you got me, because I like crazy movies if it's insane enough. I recommend this because you've never seen anything like it. Tom 2010 is bonkers. What a weird movie. I love weird movies. Your friend, Mr. Jones. Got to get back to work. Great show. I'll have to watch the rest tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody. Hey, good night, man. Enjoy work. Hopefully it goes well. Thanks for popping in for a little bit, if you could. 123 Rock Fan, The Visit is so hilariously bad. The 12-year-old rapper was M. Night trolling the audience. Maybe. You can never tell with M. Night. Who knows? Who even knows? Let's see. Do you own Daryl 4K from Vinegar Syndrome? Quietly Games? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. In fact, you can see it right there in the pink section, right next to Fassbender. Haven't watched it yet, but that's one I picked up in the halfway to Black Friday sale. I like to pick those ones up. I picked up Daryl and actually, I haven't even opened it yet. But I got one right here. Look at this. A little surprise unboxing. Haven't showed this on the channel yet. I got to do a collection update because I'm way behind. It's going to be a big one, so stay tuned. But look at this. Why not? Why not just open it here? I got this because people told me to get it. Because after I got Daryl, they're like, oh, you want some family films that aren't amazing or anything, but you can watch with your kids as they grow up. Cloak and Dagger. Look at this. I found this for an amazing deal on Facebook from in one of the collectors groups I'm in. See, this is what I'm talking about with these VSU packaging. They got like a magnet in here. Yep. Well, works pretty well. Pop open, and then you've got a booklet, and you got the movie in there with the slip cover and everything. It looks great. It's even got one of those little cloth bookmark things. It makes you feel fancy. But there it is. Cloak and Dagger. Another family film. A little older. My kids are not old enough for this yet, so I've heard. But it'll be nice as they grow up to have this little action espionage little spy thriller with the kid from E.T. Should be fun. But yes, I do have Daryl. I'm going to watch both of those as my kids get a little older. I'll watch it first, and then I'll decide what age I want to show that to them. So those are cool. I kind of wish Vincent would do a little bit more of that. They haven't done that much. I think that's just those two, really. And Sidekicks. 3 kid movies from Vincent. Hopefully there's more coming. All right, let's see what else we've got here. Speaking of Vincent and kids movies, this is Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. I wish I had knew about this. Why didn't anyone tell me about this? I wish someone would have told me about this because I really wanted to pick it up. Maybe I couldn't. Maybe the subscribers took them all, but this is a crazy, goofy, silly, weird movie that I've always wanted to watch. I've heard about it for years, and the slipcover is already out of print. It went out of print immediately. It's gorgeous, though. It looks great. I would have loved to pick this one up. You can still get the standard edition, which I might have to break down and do, but it's from AGFA, partner label of Vincent. I've already seen them on eBay for outrageous amounts of money, hundreds of dollars, ridiculous scalpers. Hate those guys, but 1964, crazy sci-fi film where Santa Claus fights Martians. Sounds great. I love weird Christmas movies, and I wish I'd grabbed that. Let me know if you guys see that anywhere for a decent price, because I'd love to pick it up. It might be on some of the secondary sites like Atomic or Orbit or Diabolic, one of those things. I'd love to find it. Pulp Fiction getting a 4K Steelbook from an Amazon exclusive. There's that. Wow, this is crazy. Look at this Amazon exclusive. Holy crap. This is a Steelbook with an outer slip hard box and a booklet and like a pop-up. This is crazy. I didn't even hear about this. So this is a really cool edition of Pulp Fiction. Amazon trying to steal that collector money away from Walmart. They're also going to have to start packaging things better if they want to get our money, but that looks awesome. I actually really like that. That looks really cool. It's very similar to the Universal Essentials collection box sets that they've been putting out. So I'm down. If Paramount wants to start doing this, they've already got the Paramount Presents line. They want to start doing these as well. Like, this is really cool. 30th anniversary, limited edition, 4K, Blu-ray, and digital. I'm not talking about synopsises a lot tonight because everybody knows what these movies are. These are big, huge, famous blockbusters. So this is Pulp Fiction. Everybody knows what it is. But a very cool release. You got lobby card reproductions, photography contact sheet, deluxe hardcover slipcase, Jackrabbit Slim's Scene pop-up O-card. So it's got a slipcover that has a pop-up inside. Collectible stickers. I could do without the stickers, but I do like lobby card reproductions. That's a cool way to do art cards if you're going to do them. $60 for one film. That's steep. That's a lot. You got to really like the film. But I know a lot of people really do, so I'm sure that'll sell pretty well. Cannibal the Musical, jumping back to Vincent. Now this feels more like a Vincent release. This is exactly their stuff. 1993, a tiny little 72 by 72 JPEG there to look at. I don't have anything else for you, sorry. But it's a dark comedy, and it's a musical from Vincent. That's a lot of fun. I got time for that. Never seen it, but always got time for a musical. Hopefully it's fun. And I like dark comedies. I don't know if it'll be my sensibilities, but I'd be willing to check it out. And then The Sword from Eureka Entertainment. Eureka Entertainment putting out tons and tons of martial arts films lately. That's been their niche. They've really been settling in there all year long. This is a action thriller from China, I believe. I think that's what they've been doing. Hong Kong action films all year, and this is $40 on Amazon right now. Eureka Entertainment selling in the United States. Got to hit that because they didn't used to do that, but they started doing that this year, and I think it's going really well for them. I hope it is. I love that company, and I'd love to pick up more of their stuff. I want them to put more Masters of Cinema stuff out. I still got to pick up that box set like I mentioned earlier, but I love that. I love their stuff, and I lean more towards the older Hollywood stuff. But I mean, that's pretty cool too. That is pretty cool too. What else is going on over here? Ethan Edwards. Let's see. You should check out James from 20th and 21st Movies. He's in Georgia too and does mostly Criterion content. I should. I'm not in touch with all the other Criterion guys. I know there's like a surprising amount of us in Georgia. Scheduling is always difficult. I can't even schedule with my actual friends that I already have. But I should start reaching out. I'm terrible at networking. Thank you, Ethan, for suggesting that channel. I don't think I've watched their stuff. I need to do that. Alden Tuttle, I'm getting Hawkeye tomorrow. I'm so excited. And new Alien and Loki season 2 will have to wait for Christmas money. Hey, this is the best time of year to wait because Christmas money is right around the corner. My birthday is in January, so I kind of get like a double whammy there. Well, I don't know if it's really a double whammy. It's kind of like just split into two halves, but I don't know. I might get a little bit of extra spending money. We'll see. I don't know if that's going to happen this year or not, but I don't need it because I don't need to pick up any more movies. I've got enough to keep me busy for quite a while. 123 Rock fan, I instantly regretted getting Repo Man after watching it. Just not my style of humor or pacing. I watched Repo Man in high school or like my first year of college, very early, too early for me. I don't even think I finished it. But now looking back, I think I might like that more. I think my sensibilities have changed enough that I feel like I would appreciate that more. So I should probably give that another watch. Haven't seen it in forever. I didn't know it got a new release. Maybe you're just talking about an old release. I don't know. Evil Wax, if you like insane movies, you would love Beau is Afraid. I was really interested in Beau is Afraid, and some close people to me said they didn't like it, so it kind of turned me off to it. But I think I should give it a chance anyway because the trailers intrigued me a lot. I really like that kind of thing. It seemed like I would. I don't know how it goes. His movies get pretty twisted, so I hear. Brent, I prefer Santa Claus Conquers the Martians MST3K version. Well, yeah, I'd have to follow it up with that, of course, but I want to watch it for myself first. Whoa, there goes the chat. Just lost it again. 123 Rock fan, I liked Hawkeye too, but I think it would have been so much better if it was condensed into a 2-hour movie. Agreed. I basically said the same thing. Make it 4 episodes or just like you said, just a movie. It would have been really cool. But they were stretching everything out. At least they didn't stretch it to like 13 or something. That would have been crazy. Some of those ones are just so long. Alden Tuttle, unfortunately, a great many of the Disney Plus shows would work. Oh, great many of the Disney Plus shows would work better as movies. I'm just kind of burnt out on them. Yeah, I got burnt out after the first one. I watched WandaVision and then I fell off of whatever the second one was called, the Falcon and Winter Soldier. I made it in through one episode of that, and then I got burnt out. So I am not your go-to person to talk about those shows because I didn't stick with them. But I liked the two more light, fun ones that I watched. Those were fun. Hawkeye was fun, but I've seen it. I can't even speak about it because I watched it like 2 years ago. So I don't know how well it holds up. Maybe I'll pick it up this Christmas and watch a couple episodes. Where are we in the stream? Watchmen Chapter 2. They're doing a 4K adaptation, or excuse me, they're doing an animated adaptation of The Watchmen, and here it is. This is part 2. Part 1 came out a few months ago. It says Chapter 2. I don't know if is it 2 parts, or are they doing like no, they can't be doing 12 movies. It has to be just 2 parts. They're just calling it Chapter 2. Interesting. There you go. Everybody knows what Watchmen is. I haven't seen the animated version. I liked Zack Snyder's version back in the day, but I haven't seen it in probably a decade, so I have no idea. I also liked the show when it came out. That was a pretty good show. Blood Tracks from Vinegar Syndrome. This looks like more of a... There we go. Now we're getting into Christmas time. We've got a winter horror movie about a film crew producing a rock music video that decides to shoot at an abandoned factory above the snow line. When an avalanche strands them, a murderous family living in the factory attacks and kills many of them. Always those murderous families. Like what? Like that's pretty common trope. So much so that they used it in Cabin in the Woods, which is a movie I really like. Super Spies and Secret Lies, 3 undercover classics from Shaw Brothers. 2 different Shaw Brothers releases coming out. This one's from Eureka instead of was it Arrow? Was it Arrow putting out the other one? This is from Eureka. So there we go. 3 different movies. Nice little 3-pack. The Golden Buddha, Angel with the Iron Fists, and The Singing Thief. This is fun. Really like the artwork on that one. That looks really cool. But we've got some crime thrillers, some foreign action thrillers here from the Shaw Brothers. Can't exactly tell what the packaging looks like. We've got the artwork, but I don't know what I don't know if it's a box set or if it's just a slim standard release. But artwork looks great. $50, 3 films. Can't beat it. Again, Eureka's awesome. I wish I could get more of their stuff. Then we've got a couple TV things. Crimson Peak 4K is getting a standard edition from Arrow. We've already got the big limited edition box set from them, but if you just want to get the standard, if you don't care about all the bells and whistles, there you go. Standard edition's dropping this week for $30. Wild Robot on Blu-ray. And what else? A couple other Vincent releases. Yes, this is Black Eyed Susan, another Vinegar Syndrome release, sci-fi horror film. And then we've got Scala with 3 exclamation points, getting a Blu-ray release from Severin Films, a brand new film from 2023. Are they going to show me what it looks like? There it is. Oh, it's got a very long, pretentious title. Look at this. Scala, or The Incredibly Strange Rise and Fall of the World's Wildest Cinema and How It Influenced a Mixed-Up Generation of Weirdos and Misfits. So a documentary film about us. We like watching stuff about us. I'm not really a big documentary fan, but there's a lot of movie fans that like to watch movies about the fandom, and I should probably get more into that. But I've seen some people watching that on Letterboxd. I've heard good things about it. We've got 300 getting a 4... Speaking of Zack Snyder, just brought him up with Watchmen. We've got 300 getting a 4K Steelbook, and it's our first Walmart exclusive Steelbook of the night, competing with Amazon. There you go. Some cool artwork on the front. I don't know if that's from like the graphic novel or not, or like from the artist of the graphic novel. It's just like a fan who did that artwork, but it's getting a 4K Blu-ray digital combo pack. Back when people like Zack Snyder, 300 came out, and then it stopped, and then no one liked him again. But there it is. 300 is getting a release. We've also got The Dead Don't Hurt, another one from Shout Factory, a Western, Viggo Mortensen, and a Seth Rogen lookalike there on the front. But there we go. A Western film, a more modern Western film, came out this year, 2024. Shout Factory, going back to the classics and putting out the new releases as well. Speaking of 2024 films, we've also got Never Let Go, starring... Who is that? Halle Berry, that's who it is. Halle Berry in a ghoul movie. There's some kind of ghoul, goblin, gremlin behind her. Horror movie, 1,000 of those came out this year, and I did not hear about this one at all, but Lionsgate's putting it out, at least on Blu-ray. 2024, low-budget horror film. If you've been waiting for that, if you've been waiting for Never Let Go, that is the most generic title ever, and I feel like we've had 6 other films with the same name. Isn't Never Let Me Go a film with like Andrew Garfield or something? Ron Sullivan, the early years, getting a Vincent released. through Distrib-Pix. I'm afraid to click on that image because I don't know what it's going to turn into, but it's some kind of cockroach woman. I don't know. I got nothing. Let's see. We've got a couple other re-releases coming out that we've already seen before. Bloodship from Sony Pictures, a 1927 film. This is fascinating. What is this? What is this? This is a silent film. Jacqueline Logan, Richard Arlen, Hobart Bosworth. Hobart Bosworth. Sounds like a fake name. But look at that. It's like what's going on here? He's like a giant, he's like a, I don't know what's going on here, but I like silent films. Mightiest of all the sea dramas. Interesting. No synopsis so far, but a 1927 63-minute breeze of a film called The Bloodship. Looks like a Gulliver's Travel situation. I think that's false advertising. I don't think he actually meets little people and pulls a ship around, but it's cool artwork nonetheless. We've got a re-release of The Last Starfighter on 4K Standard Edition, no slipcover. And then we've got Godzilla vs. Kong, a Walmart exclusive steelbook, again to go with your 300 steelbook. Another re-release. Everyone's already got that film if they want it, but Walmart will still release it because someone will buy it. Someone will buy it. It's probably cheap enough at Walmart. Anyway, let's talk to you guys because I'm blowing through these. We got a couple more real small things at the end here, but don't go. Don't go anywhere because we've got Criterion to talk about and anything else you guys want to talk about for the rest of the evening. But let's see what people are saying. Carrie Witt, I actually like Zach's Watchmen. He got a lot right, and he doesn't get much right on the regular. See, there you go. Even defenders of him have to put a slam in there before they can end the comment. Played out. Yeah, superhero movies have been fully explored. Hard to do anything interesting with the genre. Oh. Yeah, I was big into the genre, and I've fallen off hard. I haven't seen anything since, what was that terrible Spider-Man? The last Spider-Man film, I completely fell off after that one killed it for me. So I haven't gone back. Henry, Eureka USA released the silent film The Cat and the Canary as their first release, then has only released the Hong Kong martial arts type films for the US. I want to see more classics from Eureka. I agree. I'm with you. I was very excited about that Cat and the Canary release, but yeah, you're right. They've really steered into the Hong Kong niche, which is exciting because I know there's not a lot of labels that really. Arrow does a lot of that stuff. I think 88 Films also does it, but it's cool that Eureka's. They're just doing that for now. Maybe next year they'll be doing different things, but that's what they want to do these days. Let's see. Kerry Witt, favorite Zack Snyder is probably his Dawn of the Dead. Interesting. Oh, interesting. Miss Sharon, Bloodship is really good. It's a revenge story about a man at sea who runs across the captain who ruined his life. I like sea movies. Something about seafaring movies, especially like swashbuckling stuff. Like, have you ever seen The Seawolf? The Seawolf is great. I love The Seawolf. Also, Captain Blood. Speaking of blood, Captain Blood is amazing. I love it. I would love to get that on Blu-ray if it's not already. But yeah, Bloodship sounds cool. I love me some... And I need to watch more swashbuckling silent films. I know, like, there's a bunch of those big ones, like... Oh, I'm never going to remember. Douglas Fairbanks. He did so many of them. And they all seem really fun. I need to see more of those. I need to see the Silent Zorro. I haven't even seen the Silent Zorro. What else are people saying here in the chat as it leaves me behind? Oh, I'm never going to find out where I was. Anyway, Kerry Witt, DJ, I love Last Starfighter. Definitely another great 80s kids adventure, a la Cloak and Dagger. There's even a box set version from Arrow, if I remember correctly. Get on it. I've seen it. It's beautiful. It's not. I don't think it's a box set. I think it's just like a thicker slipcover with like some art cards in it. But it is cool. I've seen it, and I was tempted, but I just know nothing about it. It's one of those ones I haven't seen. It's one of those ones that like looks too 80s for me. Like it looks like it's too much. But maybe I'll like it. I don't know. I like some campy 80s stuff every now and then. Internet user word on the street is, I feel like I should read this whispering. The Gilliam film Brazil has gotten a 4K restoration and will be playing in theaters. I'm predicting a Criterion release next year for the 40th anniversary. Interesting. I have not opened my Blu-ray copy yet. Maybe I should sell it before more people find out about your theory there, internet user. That's probably the case. I mean, every time it gets a restoration, that always happens. And it always happens with things I've already bought. Baloney, my last Criterion purchases of the sale. The Learning Tree, Sid and Nancy, Fiend Without a Face, Oliver Twist. Interesting. Oliver Twist. Does Oliver Twist have a Blu-ray? I didn't even know. I thought that was locked on DVD. Did you get that at a store? That's crazy if you found that at a store. Let's see. Carrie Witt, 280s sounds fairly glorious to me. Yeah. I'm definitely in the minority on that phrase, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Severin Films putting out The Incredibly Strange Creatures Who Stopped Living and Became Mixed Up Zombies. That is the best title I've heard all week. Maybe the best title I've heard all year. The Incredibly Strange Creatures Who Stopped Living and Became Mixed Up Zombies from Severin Films, 1964 horror film. Look at this amazing artwork, too. This is incredible. The first monster musical, Terrorama, and Eastman color. Everything about this looks amazing. This looks like a perfect Halloween party watch movie. There's a carnival in it. I see a Ferris wheel. I see a roller coaster back there. I see zombies. I see a dancing woman. I see a zombie eating a dancing woman. I see everything. This is great. What is this? Why is it coming out in December? I don't want to watch this right now, but I do want to watch this. Jerry falls in love with a stripper he meets at a carnival. Little does he know that she is the sister of a gypsy fortune teller whose predictions he had scoffed at earlier. The gypsy turns him into a zombie, and he goes on a killing spree. Wow, that's a bad day for Jerry. But man, that sounds like a fun time for DJ. Wow, have to add that one to my wish list in the back of my mind. Only $21 from Severin Films. Not bad. Not bad at all, actually. A couple other newer films. We've got 2024's The Forge, Blu-ray digital HD film. And then we've got several 2024 movies that I've never heard of. White Bird, Rippy, and a 2022 film called To Every You I've Loved Before. Oh, this is a combo pack. I've seen these in stores before, but this is a double feature of two anime films, To Every You I've Loved Before and To Me, the One Who Loved You. So a little double feature there. A lot of fun. Looks cool. And then we've got some Christmas movies. This is what always happens. We get some well, I don't want to say crappy Christmas movies, because a lot of people like these kind of Hallmark movies. They're comfort films for some people. A lot of people like, I don't think they think they're like amazing films or anything, but a lot of people like to turn these on in the background at Christmas time, my wife being one of them. And this is A Baltimore Christmas from Hallmark. Hallmark is even putting out Blu-rays, Disney. Come on, look at this. This has even got the Hallmark logo on it. And then we've got another one called A Merry Scottish Christmas, little blending of holidays there. Oh, and look at that. It's the Mean Girls girl. She's back. She just did Hot Frosty. Fresh off of Hot Frosty, she's doing another one, A Merry Scottish Christmas. There you go. Look at that. Not my thing at all, but I am happy that those are coming out for the people that love those. And then lastly, from Severin Films, the third one they're releasing this week, it's called Satan's Sadists. What rolls right off the tongue. I like alliteration. Plus Angel's Wild Women. More alliteration. 2 alliterated titles for the price of one. Look at that. 1969, $30, 2 films from Severin. Can't beat it. That's everything fit to print this week. December 3rd is in the books. All those titles are coming out tomorrow. Let me know in the chat and in the comments afterwards which ones you're most excited about. I gotta say, I'm kind of interested in that silent film and then that weird one there at the end with the incredibly long title. That was actually pretty fun. But I don't know. I'll probably get up. Which ones would I actually purchase here? I want to get Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Wrath of God, also, I would have to get at some point. And then I might pick up Hawkeye. Maybe Galaxy Quest? Yeah, there's some good stuff coming out this week. It's a solid week. Let me know what you're most excited about. And I will continue to talk with you guys in the chat for another 30 minutes here. We always run the show about an hour and a half. I think that's a good length. I think people enjoy that. And then I'm going to run and go downstairs and watch some Deaf Crocodile releases. Hopefully, wish me luck. Wish me luck that I stay awake long enough to make it through that. Let's talk to you guys, though. Michael Smith, DJ, if you ever need to reach out, I have about 35 years experience being a silent fan, and not to brag, but I am pretty knowledgeable. Well, hey, when I finally get around to starting the Discord, like I keep saying I'm going to do, I'll be happy to chat with you about silent films, because that's a big thing I like. I like getting into those. Haven't seen nearly enough, but I'm trying. I'm seeing as much as I can. Internet user. I haven't seen Brazil in a few years, but I think it takes place around Christmas time. It does. It absolutely takes place around Christmas time. It's not a very Christmassy movie, but it's about like capitalism and consumerism and all that stuff. It's got some good stuff in there. Why So BlueTube? I did make a Severin order. Oh, cool. I've never done that. Antiviral and Delicatessen. That's Delicatessen. That's a great point. Both 3-disc sets on 4K disc. Delicatessen has been on my radar for a while. It showed up in a lot of lists on Letterboxd. I frequent a lot of fairy tale folklore lists, and for some reason that always comes up. I don't know what it's based on, but it looks cool. It looks gross. It looks creepy. It looks interesting. I've wanted to check it out for a while, and I did notice it was getting a 4K soon, or maybe already has. I need to check that out. I don't think we've talked about it, but that one might be something I want to watch. Let me know how it is. Why so BlueTube? I always appreciate the recommendations. Jay Hutch, I remember when we were kids, and every summer we'd hop in the old station wagon to see the strippers at the carnival. I thought you were going somewhere serious with that, but I appreciated the punchline. Yeah, what is it with Grace and I were just talking about that. Everyone in like indie movies has station wagons. That's like the stereotypical car that everybody has. We watched 2 in a row. We watched Dan in Real Life, which we always watch on Thanksgiving. Perfect fall movie. Love that one. And then the next day, you got to watch Day Trippers. You got to watch Dan in Real Life on Thanksgiving, and then the next day on Black Friday, you got to watch Day Trippers. I don't make the rules. That's just how it goes. And they both have station wagons. Everybody has station wagons. I just spilled water on my Death Crocodile release. Sorry about that. Hopefully it didn't do any damage. But yeah, also, my favorite summer movie, The Way, Way Back, is literally the title is about the station wagon. Station wagon car, you got to get it. I've never had one. Had something very similar. It was even uglier. My dad had this like mint green, like Ford, I don't know what it was. I actually don't know what the name of it was, but it looked like a station wagon, but it was even smaller and less useful, and it was hideous. And it had those like, those like annoying seatbelts that would open, like when as soon as you open the door, it would like, or as soon as you close the door, it would go up by itself, and you would like click it in. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about, but the seatbelt would come up by itself. And I remember laughing at him ad nauseum one time when he was like at an A&W root beer. We were getting fast food, and he dropped the change on the ground, and then he tried to open the door to get it, and his seatbelt popped off and opened up and knocked his glasses off his face. He was very embarrassed. I was a terrible son, but that was our love language, was making fun of each other. That's how I grew up. So if honestly, I was actually showing him love in that moment, but I found it hilarious. Charlie News, speaking of Baltimore, what's your favorite John Waters? I don't know, because I've never seen a John Waters film. Much to my friend John's chagrin. He keeps trying to get me to watch John Waters movies, but I think he kind of does it ironically. I don't know if he actually likes them. Maybe he does, but he's got like an evil glint in his eye when he does it. So I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't answer that. I'll have to get to that someday. There's a long list of directors I need to finally get to. Baloney, I will buy early Criterion DVD titles before they go out of print. That way I can still enjoy them in their best version. Wow, hot take. DVD, the best version. Interesting. So Criterion DVDs over other companies' Blu-rays is what you're saying there. Carrie Witt, DJ, have we discussed Lionsgate getting into the boutique game? They just launched their site, Lionsgate Limited, with 2 pretty cool packages. We have not discussed. I'm not really a news channel. I would like to be. I try to go over things when they come out, but no, I've seen some people talking about Lionsgate. I got the email. I'm hip. I know what's going on. But no, I didn't do a video about it. I need to look more into it. I don't know what those 2 first releases were, but that's exciting. I don't know if you can call them. Can you call them boutiques if they're from a studio? I guess Warner Archive's kind of a boutique label. And then, like I said, Universal has those Universal Essentials coming out, which are kind of basically boutiques. So that's cool. I like Lionsgate. Lionsgate's been putting out great releases of Steelbooks forever. So I'm happy that they're getting in the game. DJ, you'd love Wrath of God. I'll bring over the DVD. Thank you, John. I can always count on you to bring over DVDs for things that I would like. Yeah, I think I would. It sounds like something I would like a lot. Kevin, it's now snowing in the Fort Wayne area. I'm not ready for this. Wow, sorry, man. It actually got cold here today for really the first time. It's been cold for a little bit, I guess, but coming back from Florida was a big difference. But we got our Christmas tree today. It was great. We got it set up. Usually we get it set up like on Black Friday, but we were out of town, so we ran out today after work, and we got it up. We haven't got to decorate it yet, though. We're gonna have to decorate it tomorrow with the kids because it was a little late by the time we got home. But I'm excited. Decorations are up, full in the swing of Christmas season. Can't wait. Why so BlueTube? I also made an Orbit pre-order of Cruising 4K, Life Force 4K, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 4K. Fidelity in Motion did the encoding, so they will be top tier in the video department. Sweet. I'm actually noodling a video right now. I want to do like a comparison. Like I've never made an Orbit order or a Diabolic order. I want to like do my first order on both and like document the process and see like who has better ship, or not necessarily like a competition to see who's better, but like I just want to document my experience with both, like their shipping processes, their shipping costs, their discount codes, their how well they package things. I want to go through that whole thing because I've got a cart full on both sites, and I think I'm going to order both and try to get that video out this month. That's something I want to do since it's my first time ever ordering from them. I thought that would be a little fun video to do. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. We'll see if I can get it up with all the Christmas stuff going on. Jay Hutch talks too much. We had our first snowstorm here yesterday. School buses canceled and everything. Oh man, I'm sorry. I live in Georgia. We don't have that problem. Although if we ever do get like any snow at all, it shuts down the whole city because we don't have the means to take care of any amount of snow. So hopefully that doesn't happen. It usually doesn't happen until like after the new year is when we finally get snow, if we're going to get it. 123 Rock fan, what classic Disney Pixar movie would you choose to be on Criterion? Oh, what a difficult question. Classic Disney Pixar movie. Disney or Pixar? Or are you saying Disney Pixar? Like it has to be a Pixar movie. I'm assuming you're saying Disney or Pixar because most people lump those together. I like to define the distinction. I like to keep them separate, but I guess I'll just pick one of each. Disney, whew, that's tough. I would probably just go with the original Snow White. It's classic. It is the one that started it all. It inspired so many things, not just animation in this country, but it also inspired anime, which I learned from watching. I got water on my thing again. What am I doing? I'm like a water. Anyway, here it is. Good thing. See, this is just an ad for Def Crocodile. Solid packaging. The water just wipes right off. Water resistant. No damage done. Looks great. I'm going to put this out of reach so I don't keep doing that. But that's one thing I learned on the video essays and supplements and the essay and the booklet is that anime was inspired by original Disney stuff like Snow White and Bambi. I think the original creator also really liked Fantasia. And then it was also inspired by other things like original cartoons like Popeye, and Betty Boop was a big inspiration with the big eyes and that animation style with the big head. So I love that original classic stuff where it all started. So I would probably go with Snow White. I think that's good. If you're doing like important films, the first feature-length animated film, you got to put that. If you're going to go with Disney, that's what I would do. I would do the original Snow White. For Pixar, I don't know. Do you do the same thing? Do you just do the first 3D animated film? Do you do Toy Story? That's the only one I can kind of justify being in the collection. Otherwise, it's just like picking my favorite, which that's not usually what Criterion does. They usually do like landmark, important historical things. So that's what I'll do. I'll do the easy answer. I'll do Snow White and Toy Story, the original, the Orig. Even though it's not my favorite Pixar movie, but it's still good. It holds up. And Miss Sharon just ordered Bloodship. Good. Awesome. I think I know who this is. I'm assuming she's watching with John. Is this Sharon? Is this a Sharon I know? Because I've never seen you in the stream before. So I'm assuming this is you and you're visiting with John, and maybe you can bring it over and we can watch Bloodship because it sounds pretty cool. That's cool. Look at that. Look at that. I inspired someone to pick something up. That makes me feel good. It's all been worth it. Let's see. Internet user, have you seen Nightmare Alley 1947? I have. I've seen both Nightmare Alleys. Very cool. Very cool movie. That Tyrone Power is awesome. He's always super cool. I actually like his performance better in the 1940 Zorro movie because he's just awesome. Just like the framework for superhero movies. He's like Batman in that movie. He's so good at turning it off and turning it on and being both sides. And that movie is just crazy. The action in that movie is nuts. He jumps a horse off like a 50-foot bridge. Very dangerous. Probably not good for the horse. But I was thrilled. It was great. Timothy, hey, DJ. Timothy's here. Awesome. Hope you and your family had a lovely holiday. Just introduced my family to Hitchcock's Rebecca tonight. Such a fun time. What a great film. I just watched that for the first time this year. Incredible. Thanks for popping in, Timothy. Had a great time talking to you in the store when we were doing some Criterion shopping. That was a lot of fun. That was surreal. Meeting someone that like knew my videos. Weird, but I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully we can do that again sometime. Hopefully we can go to the city and like watch something in at the plaza or something. Because I've never done that. Well, I've done it a couple times, but not enough. So we'll have to do that sometime. 123 Rock fans. Cinematography in Rebecca is flawless. It's great. It's so good. What a unique Hitchcock film. I loved it. Perfectly suited to my and my wife's sensibilities very well. Brent, My Best Friend is a hilarious documentary about Werner Herzog and Klaus Kinski. I highly recommend it. There we go. See, Brent is expanding my horizons, recommending some documentaries to me, which I definitely don't watch a lot of. That's probably the biggest blind spot I have. When did that Mr. Rogers documentary come out? I watched that. That was like probably 8 years ago already. Feels like forever. But I watched that one. That one was fun. Let's see. John wants me to watch Pink Flamingo. See, that's what I mean. He's never serious when he's always a prankster. And Ethan also says start with something like Serial Mom, not Pink Flamingos. See, Ethan's looking out for me. John, he's a real friend. Eva Wax, my Criterion haul for November. The Trial, Picnic at Hanging Rock, amazing. Got to watch that on Valentine's Day. Wings of Desire, also great. These are great. I Am Cuba and Paper Moon. Paper Moon, amazing. Looks great. With multiple gift cards and a discount from Barnes & Noble, I got all of these for just $90. Well, you, sir, are a coupon clipping whiz. That's amazing. Good work. Good hustle. Ronnie, Brewster McCloud is the only WAC release I have outside of the Teen Titans Complete series. Wow, interesting. I didn't even know they released that. I watched the Teen Titans show when I was a kid, especially with my younger brother. I had two younger brothers, so I watched a lot of those like Saturday morning cartoons a little later than I probably would have if I was an only child, but it was fun. I remember that one being kind of fun. And the theme song, good grief, in your head all year long. You can't get rid of it. Ben loves movies. Thanks for popping in. Ben, DJ, have you seen the original 1955, The Lady Killers? I haven't, but it just got a 4K from Kino, and Grace almost picked it up in the Kino sale. Alec Guinness is hilarious in it and has an early Peter Sellers performance. Oh, you got me with Peter Sellers there. I love me a good Peter Sellers, especially comedy. That's actually great. You might have sold me better than anyone else has with just those two little anecdotes. I've heard the second Lady Killers, not second, but like the remake by the Coen brothers, is a no-go. Don't watch that one, apparently. It's not good, supposedly. That's what I hear from everyone, universally. Baloney, a lot of early Criterion DVDs have no Blu-ray re-releases. That's true. That's true. That's why I was curious how you got it. I didn't know how you got your hands on it. Brent, I think I like Female Trouble and Polyester better than Pink Flamingos, but they're all hilarious. So Brent, oh, interesting. Brent and I have some similar taste crossover, so that might be interesting. I might have to take Brent's word for that one. Jeffrey Patron, friend of the channel, was just here visiting. Also had a great time shopping with you for Criterions as well. Got a couple more Jeffrey videos to get out here soon once I get this one with me and Grace out. Rancho Deluxe 1975 is $8 as part of Vincent's sale. That's on its way out, and I'm still debating picking it up. 70s Jeff Bridges with music from Jimmy Buffett. Yeah, I perused the Vincent sale. I actually stayed up till midnight on Black Friday while I was out on vacation to look at the Vincent sale, but it turns out only because I was looking for those cinematograph releases, but only the first 4 were on sale, and I already have the first 4, so I needed the other ones, and none of them were on sale, so it was pointless for me to stay up that late. Even the anthology film with Eric Romer in it that I also want wasn't on sale either. Nothing I wanted was on sale, so it was a total whiff. But I could have slept in. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'll have to wait till next sale from Vincent to get those if I ever do. Played Out, Werner Herzog, fascinating guy. I once heard him admiring another director's dedication, and I was like, "You made Fitzcarraldo." Yeah, well, I don't know. Who was he talking about? Which director was it? Dan's Den thinks that Ratatouille would be great on Criterion. Interesting. What makes that one better than all the rest, do you think? Evil Wax, I can tell you that my experience with Orbit was great. The shipping was cheap and the packaging was very solid. Plus, it arrived in a few days and I live in the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, I think Orbit was the one that had free shipping if I put in the coupon code and got 3 things. I think that's how it worked. So I might do that because I love me some free shipping. Dan's Den, Fantasia. Oh, that's a good one too. With Sense made for Criterion too. That's true. That's true. Fantasia's another big one, another kind of important, groundbreaking film. That's a good one. Good job. Yeah, Snow White or Fantasia. Those are my answers. Also, Bambi. Underrated. So underrated. That people sleep on Bambi. That's incredible. Have you watched Bambi lately? I just rewatched it with the kids because it's got like winter scenes in it. It's kind of, we've been watching wintry movies. We watched 101 Dalmatians and Bambi. And we've been watching Mr. Toad from Ichabod and Mr. Toad. That takes place at Christmas as well. Love me some Bambi. That's one I didn't grow up with, but it's grown on me as an adult. The animation is incredible. It's like so realistic. The animal movements are so realistic compared to, before that you got Snow White and Dumbo, very cartoony animals, and all the, short films before that with the Silly Symphonies. But Bambi's like so realistic. The animals are, they like studied animals for months to try to get the movements down. It looks so good. It's every frame is like, there's no like just normal, everything is stylized in Bambi. You got the fire glow scenes, you got the thunder striking scenes, like everything's purple and greens and all these interesting colors. Bambi's awesome. Don't let anybody tell you different. Bambi's actually really, really cool. And it's grown on me quite a bit. It was like my son's favorite one when he was like 2. So I watched it a few times, and I watched all like the supplements and everything and talked about the animators making it. Apparently, what's his face? Walt Disney himself was how disrespectful. He was they were doing the scene at the end with the fire, and he was like, the score is not good. The score's not working. You got to make the score better. He walks over across the hall to the other studio where they were making Fantasia at the same time, and he brings back that track and plays it for the scene. And he's like, "See, this is what it needs to sound like." And the animators or the score guy's like, "This is freaking Beethoven, dude. What are you talking about? We can't make Beethoven." And apparently he was like, "No, I want it to sound this good. I will take nothing less." Very, very serious guy, that Walt Disney, but he put out some really, really good films. Hopefully the working conditions weren't too bad for the animators. I don't know behind the scenes, but it worked because Bambi's got a great score too. Why So Bluetooth? That Louis Buñuel set from Radiance is out in 2 weeks. Looking forward to getting that. Me too. That's the most excited I've been about a Radiance release in a long time. They've been putting out a lot of crime stuff, which is cool, but that Buñuel set is speaking to me, and hopefully I can grab that one. That's another box set coming out this fall that's taking all my money. Brent, yes, Mr. Rogers' doc was great. It was really good. Again, haven't seen it since the theater, but it was awesome. Ethan Edwards mentions Hoop Dreams and Crumb. Exactly. I've heard about those. Those are in the collection. Everybody talks about those ones. If I ever do go on a documentary like kick, I'll probably start there because those are the ones I'd like to knock out. Evil Wax DJ mentioned this earlier in the chat, but I think you might have missed it. Probably did. Another crazy film that might be up your alley is Funeral Parade of Roses. It is kind of and then, here we go, second part of it. A trippy experimental film that is a bit of a mind scrambler. All good things. Those all sound great. I will have to remember that one. What is it called again? Funeral Parade of Roses. Interesting. Thanks for the recommend. I love it. It's not, I probably won't be able to get to it till next year because got a lot of Christmas stuff to check off, like I said, but here we go. Baloney. Can you recommend, put me on the spot. Can you recommend some forums that focus on boutique labels and their releases? I can't recommend forums. I've never got into the forums thing. I don't know any forums. I'm sure there's some Discords you could join. What I do mostly is, and I know people don't like this platform, so there's going to be some people that just like completely ignore this, but I have a lot of luck with the Facebook groups. It's the only thing I use Facebook for, pretty much. So, I mean, I post photos there for like my older family to see the kids and stuff, but the Facebook groups are awesome. Like you can get very specific. There's a Vincent group I'm in. There's an Arrow video group I'm in. There's a Criterion group I'm in. There's one just like broad boutique video group that I'm in. There's so many groups, and I get so many good sales. That's where I just got this Cloak and Dagger set from for $60 for original listing price. It was great. All the stuff on there, it's really hard. You got to keep up with it, and it's hard to find good deals. But when you find them, they're way better than eBay. Like so much cheaper than eBay because eBay takes a percentage, so they got to hike up the prices. But the people, it's kind of risky, because you're just trusting this person to send it to you and you're sending them money on PayPal, but you can do goods and services, which allows you to get your money back if they don't ever send it to you. And it's like $2. So you just throw $2 in there, do goods and services. A lot of them don't even charge you. Like they'll pay the goods and services and then you just get it for like great prices. I've got so many cool things from those groups. I've posted some groups in the comments before. I'm not affiliated with Facebook or anything, obviously, but I do find some good deals in there. You just gotta sift. I even got some stuff from Imprint. Like I found a guy in Australia who was willing to send them over to me. That's where I got those Imprint releases up there for The Odd Couple. Awesome, very cool. So I've been happy with those. I've been doing a lot of stuff on there, even more than eBay recently, just because it's been good. The marketplace though, I haven't really had any luck. Nobody in my area has cool stuff, but the groups around the country, I find a lot more cool stuff in there. So just search. Once you join a couple of them, they'll just keep recommending physical media groups to you. And you can find some cool people in there. And I've ordered from the same people like several times. One guy recently, actually, this is another story that I'll tell in a future collection update. I haven't opened this one yet either, but I was buying this one from him. Look at this. I guess I'm opening this one on camera too. This was another Facebook find. This was a Zero Grad, which is another Def Crocodile original release that I needed. And I've got this. He was selling it for $20, cheaper than original price. And then I told him, thank you so much. Now I only need, this was one of the last few that I needed. And he was like, oh, cool. Which other ones do you need? I'll see if I have any. I told him the last 3 I needed. And he said, oh, sure, I can sell you Solomon King too. So he sold me this one for $25. So I got both of those just because he was a cool guy. And we started talking about movies a little bit. So that worked out. Now I only need 2 more Def Crocodiles. So hopefully I can hunt those 2 down. But yeah, there you go. I like it. I'm having a good time in the groups. What are people saying? Jay Hutch talks too much. We just watched Bambi 2, my first time seeing it. Much better than I was expecting. See, I feel like it gets a bad rap. I feel like it gets like a kiddie rap. It's not a kid's movie at all. It's a survival movie, and I don't think kids really even like it. But it's really cool. When you get older, it holds up a lot better. Very similar to I feel like it gets the same rap as like Sleeping Beauty, where it was marketed and sold as like this girly movie. And it's really not, because she's only in like a third of the movie. And then it becomes all about the prince, and he's like fighting a dragon. It's like this very cool like fantasy movie that I would have loved as a kid. But my parents never bought it because they marketed it to little princesses. And I hate that because I didn't get to grow up with that one. But yeah, Quietly Games. Which Criterion titles do you have in mind for the next Criterion sale in July 2025? Oh man, don't get me, none, 0. I'm not even thinking about that sale because I spent too much in this sale. We've got 15 titles this month, which isn't as much damage as we usually do, but still more the damage than I wanted to do. So I'm keeping that out of my mind. I don't want to think about Criterions for a while because it's addictive, man. They're too expensive. Internet user Jay Hutch, the Janus Films YouTube channel, put out a trailer for Shoe Shine a few months back. It should happen at some point, maybe next year. Oh man, I gotta look at the time. 1:21. All right, we got 9 minutes left. You guys get me going on tangents, and I completely lose track of time. But we gotta wrap this up like we always do. But we'll be back again next week to talk about some crazy stuff next week as well. Some big bangers. No Country for Old Men. People are very excited about that. Criterion. That's a big like popular release. Kickboxer coming out next week on 4K. Willow getting a 4K release. Finally getting Willow. I was hoping for like an Arrow release of that, honestly, but the studio's putting out a Steelbook, so that's fine, I guess. I'll have to settle for that, but I'm not going to talk about that. We'll talk about that next week. We've got lots of stuff to talk about next week. Let's see. Kevin House, 101 Dalmatians is my favorite Disney animated feature. Agreed. Not my favorite, but it is in top 5. At least top 10, but it's up there. It's like probably 5 or 6. Love that one. That is one that I grew up with, and I absolutely love it. Love the British sensibilities. Very, very... I like the humor. I think it's fun. And I love the 60s style animation. It's very, very cool. Very unique. I like that. I like the unique... That's what I hate about Disney. A lot of things I have. I have a lot of problems with the modern Disney animated films, but one of the biggest things is like they all look the same. They all look like they're in the same universe. Like, get creative. They finally do one that doesn't. Like, Wish looks different, but it was terrible. It was horrible. Ronnie, Funeral Parade for Roses is one of my faves. OMG. Sweet. So 2 endorsements for Funeral Parade of Roses. I'll have to really take note of that one. 123 Rock fan. I saw Bambi for the first time this year. Animation blew me away. Right? I'm telling you, I'm not lying. I'm serious. It's crazy. It's so good. Surprisingly good. Played out Disney movies will traumatize a kid, Fox and the Hound, etc. Again, that was my other son's favorite when he was like 2 or 3. He liked Fox and the Hound and Bambi for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I should be concerned, but he really liked the dark ones. Brent, King of Kong is another great funny documentary worth a watch. Interesting. Another great one. I'm gonna have to start writing things down. I'm losing all of this. It's all falling straight out of my head. Put these in the comments afterwards if you could, so I have a record of it. Why So Bluetooth? Finally watched my copy of the Arrow video Blu-ray of Exorcist 2, and the film is a wondrous mess, but the Baroque production design and cinematography is great. Definitely style over substance. Oh, cool. Oh, Cinematum Zero Grad is fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. I love me some good Czech films, and we don't get enough of them on physical, but I don't know. Speaking of butts, I don't even know if I can show the back of that, but I'm excited to check that one out. Def Crocodile is putting out a lot of Czech films, actually, and also Second Run, obviously. Second Run's putting out almost exclusively Czech films, which is awesome. Patrick Craig also popping in to give Zero Grad some love. I can't wait. I'm excited. I just got it. It was one of the ones I was looking forward to most. That and Prague Nights, which I've had for a while. I need to watch that one too. I'm going to have to do some designated Deaf Crocodile viewing at the beginning of next year once I get through Christmas stuff. Let's see. Let's finish this up. Wow, I got a lot to get through. I don't know if I'm going to get through in the next 5 minutes, but I'm going to do my best. I'm talking fast, but there's a lot of comments. Thanks so much. I never say that enough, but thank you guys for commenting. Leaving stuff in the chat. Thanks for liking the stream. That's a big help. I never say that, but that's really helpful in getting the channel boosted up to some more people. And there we go. That's my little spiel on that. Joshua LeBure, I think my favorite doc in the collection are Paris is Burning, Harlan and Country USA, Hope, Dream, and Camera Person. Those are some deep cuts. I've never heard of. I think I've heard of Paris is Burning. I don't think I've heard of any of those other ones. So thank you for bringing those up. I have not heard of them. Magnitude Rev drops in to say hi. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Dumbo is my favorite classic Disney film. It's up there too. That's also a top 10 for me. The older I get, the more I gravitate towards those original classics. Snow White, Dumbo, like I said, Bambi's inching its way up there. 101 Dalmatians is one of my favorites as well. Three Caballeros has to get into my top 10. That's a real personal favorite of mine. But yeah, I got to update my Disney list because it's been changing. And I did a video on it forever ago with Grace, but it's definitely changed a lot since then. Patrick Williams. Ooh, another Patrick. Got lots of Patricks in here. Going back to Lionsgate Limited. That's what it's called, Lionsgate Limited. Interesting. Lionsgate started showing up in Best Buy stores with a great artwork and inexpensive. Now they got us addicted, and they are expensive. That's how they get you. They get you in the door. It's like a cell phone plan. They promise you 2 years of cheap internet, and then my internet just jumped up from I don't even know what it is now. It's just oh well, you I don't know. I think I need to threaten to leave again, so they'll give me another discount for 2 more years because it's super frustrating. We only have one option here. I don't know how it is where you live, but in Georgia, we got one option for internet, and it's crazy. Sanji, do you think anything from Disney/Pixar besides WALL-E will ever come to Criterion? I don't know. I wouldn't hold my breath for it. From what I've heard, the scuttlebutt is that was a big passion project for the director. He really pushed Criterion and Disney to let that happen. He really wanted his film to be in the Criterion Collection. So maybe if one of the other directors really wants that to happen, it could happen, but I don't know. I don't see it happening. I don't honestly need it to happen. Those have been in print forever. Those are always going to be in print. I would rather Criterion spend time putting things out that won't necessarily get a Blu-ray or nice 4K release. So I have all the Pixar movies, have all the Disney movies, so I don't need Criterion to do that, but it was nice. I mean, that WALL-E set is beautiful. I love it. It's really cool. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it'll happen. I wouldn't count on it, but maybe. You never know. Kevin House, I love the look of Sleeping Beauty, and the battle with the dragon is incredible. Exactly, right? And it looks awesome. And the animation style is different too. That's another unique one, which I love. Dan's Den, Bambi is dark, but the source material novel it's based off was never even intended to be for kids. Yeah, like I said, it's just a straight up survival of the fittest story. It's super dark, realistic, and it must have been a huge book at the time because the poster for Bambi, the original poster, is literally just, this is based on the book you've all read. That's what the poster is. It's literally a book, Bambi on a cover of a book, and it's hey, everyone read this book? Let's watch it. What a crazy time. What a crazy time when you could just say, hey, this is based on a book, so come see our movie. It was so backwards. It's complete opposite. Now we take book covers and turn them into the dumb movie posters. Annoying. But you guys sell books, I guess. That's the only way. But yeah, it blew my mind when I was switching back to the old poster on Letterboxd. And I was wow, that's the poster for Bambi? That's crazy. Carrie Witt, I love King of Kong. Wrote it down. DJ, great doc on super serious video game competitions and the characters involved. Oh, interesting. Is it about Donkey Kong? Because I love Donkey Kong. Or I love Donkey Kong Country. That's probably about the earlier Donkey Kong game on arcade. But I played the crap out of some Donkey Kong Country back in the day, Super Nintendo. Dan's Den, I think the new Disney movies just sort of suffer from the 3D perspective, as 3D is relatively limiting. They still contain gorgeous animation, though. Yeah, of course. But I feel other companies have done way more interesting stuff with 3D. We've got Sony doing incredible stuff and incredibly different stuff with Spider-Verse and Mitchell's vs. the Machines. And then we've also got DreamWorks doing Puss in Boots: Last Wish. So I feel like you can push the boundaries. Disney just isn't even trying. They're just sticking with the same old style for years, pretty much since Tangled, which is frustrating. And I haven't liked pretty much any of those. None of those have really cracked my top 50 or top, I don't know, maybe in the top 50, but I don't know if any of them cracked my top 25 from the new, the second renaissance that we've had. Joshua Blur, Patrick Craig, speaking of Harlan County, have you seen the new Brett Story documentary, Union? It's really good. Carrie Witt, Lionsgate's charging $80 for the conversation box is a bit steep. That is crazy. It sounds like they are really taking advantage of considering them a boutique label. Good grief, $80. That's nuts. It's good. I mean, it's classic, but gosh. Oh, Sheldon, Watership Down is one of my favorite non-Disney animated movies in the Criterion collection. That is actually one of the things that I have in my cart over on Atomic right now. Not sure if I want to include Atomic in the video or not. I might just stick with Orbit and Diabolic. Yeah, is that how you say it? But I really am interested in that Watership Down set. There's a 4K box set from BFI. Looks incredible. I'm just noticing the time. I've gone over. I've been too distracted. You guys are very distracting in a good way. I love talking to you guys about movies, but it is past an hour and a half. So I will start to wrap this thing up. Like I said, we got a lot of things to talk about. Next week's going to be another stacked week. I've got several videos I'm trying to get out this week. I've got 3 already shot. I got to get those out. I'm going to try to get the Deaf Crocodile video out as soon as I can. I want to show those guys some love because I love the releases they're doing. So wish me luck. I'm going to watch The Outcasts right now. Going to head downstairs, starting a little bit late, but hopefully I really, really enjoy that one. I'm looking forward to it, and I'll let you know how it is. Hopefully very, very soon. I'm going to try to get that video shot and out for you guys. Thank you so much for all the engagement tonight and the interaction in the chat. Had a great time talking to you. You guys always bring the recommendations, and you keep me in the loop. I love it. I love doing it. This is, until I finally get a Discord, this is the most I can engage with you guys, and it's a lot of fun, and it's very useful. I will talk to you in the comments down below for those of you watching after the fact, and I'll talk to you throughout the week. It's going to be a good week. Hopefully I can get caught up. Last week just completely derailed everything with the holidays. I was hoping to get those Criterion videos up a little sooner, but we'll get them up as soon as we can. Thanks again for watching and subscribing and commenting and liking and all the things. Really appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. Feeling very thankful the last couple days of the holiday season. You know, you start thinking about things you're grateful for. This channel, absolutely one of those things. It's just fun. It's just fun to do. It's I don't know. It's something creative. It's nice to get a little, even if it's something silly like this, just to have something to put my, get a little creative output out. Even if it's silly, it feels good. Keeps me sane, and I really appreciate it. Really appreciate all you guys. I'm gonna go now. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, keep collecting, and I'll be back with another one real soon. That's the wrong one. That's the intro. Let's try that again. There we go.